whenever like we are running our automation script, so like we should run in a like in a maximized window. So like, but whenever you see, whenever we kick off the run, so it is executing the script in the minimized window. So like before running the script, so we need to maximize this window. So because like one and only in the maximized window, like we can avoid the few exceptions. So how we are going to maximize the window in the sense, so we can configure the maximization in the base code. So which is nothing but after like pausing the URL, so there is a method called as an manage. So with the help of the manage method, so we can like maximize the window. So there is a method called as a manage, and inside the manage method, like we are having the method called as a windows, and inside the windows method, we will be having the method called as a maximize. So if we add this piece of line, like post navigating to the specific URL, so the window will be maximized and we can run the script in the maximized window. So how we are going to maximize the window in the sense, we are going to say like driver dot manage dot windows dot maximize. So inside this web driver, like we are having the manage method, and inside the manage method, like we are having the windows method, window method, and with inside the window method, like we are having the maximize method. So whenever we add this piece of line, so like the windows will be get maximized. And other thing is like whenever we are running the program, so like it is picking the runner file, it is picking the appropriate feature file, and inside the feature it is picking the appropriate scenario, and we are not getting any detailed any detailed explanation in the console, because like if it's just displaying whether it is pass or fail, and apart from that, like we are not getting any detailed information. So how we can add the detailed information in the console in the sense, like there is a method called as an plugin. So in the runner file, so apart from this feature glue and tags, so we are having an another method called as an plugin. So how we can open the method in the sense, so you should do the control space. So whenever we say control space, all the relevant method will be populating. So in which I'm going to use the method called as an plugin. Okay, so I'm just selecting the plugin, and even if you see the plugin is present in the curly braces, which is nothing but it is kind of an array. So I'm just going to use the plugin method, and under which I'm going to pass the keyword called as an pretty. Okay, so whenever like we use this pretty keyword, it will beautify the console. Like let me just run the same script once again, and let's see how it is beautifying the console. So initially like we are not able to see anything in the console. So now post adding the pretty keyword, like it will beautify the console, it will provide all the relevant information in the console. So just it is running the particular test called as a mouse action. So now after navigating to the particular URL, it should maximize, the window get maximized, and it is doing the mouse over action, and it is clicking on the baby wish list, and the execution is completed. So now let's look on the console. So in a console, like you could see, it is providing the information. So like it has executed the tag called as an AM02, and it is specifying the scenario, and it is providing the path where this particular scenario is present. It is present inside the source test resources under the feature file in the Amazon.feature in the line number 8. It is providing the detailed information, and whatever the test steps which we will be executing, so it will list down all the test steps. So if the test step is in green color, it indicates it is pass. If the test steps in red color, it will indicate the failure. And if it is of a failure, it will print the relevant exception below the statement. So now it has executed the given statement, and it will show where this given statement is present. So the given statement is present inside the Amazon code step dot user navigate to baby wishlist. So likewise, it will give the clear information in the console. So whenever we need the crystal clear information in the console, like we should use the keyword called as an pretty. So generally this plugin keyword is used for generating the reports. So in a real time, so no one is going to look on the console. So post executing, so we are not going to verify the result in the console. So rather than, so we need to generate the report. So only from the report, like we will get all the information, because in a real time, as of now, like we are executing the automation script in our local, so we are able to refer the console. But in the real time, so once we done the automation, all the coding will be hosted in the server, and on the regular interval of time the script will be executing in the server, and post that the report will be generated, and we need to look over the reports. Okay, and how we are going to generate the report? Like generally, the Cucumber offers three different types of reports. Okay, so after executing each and every test, so we need to like generate the reports. So there are three types of report. So one we call it as an HTML report, and JSON report, and XML report. So these are the three types of report by default we can generate from the Cucumber framework. And if you are planning to add any other report, yes, we can integrate the third party report inside the Cucumber framework. So by default, the Cucumber framework offers this three kind of report. So HTML, JSON, and XML. So the HTML is going to be the human readable form report. So whereas the JSON will be in JSON structure, and XML will be kind of an XML structure. So now let us try to generate this three reports. So how we are going to generate the report in the sense, with the help of the method called as an plugin, and inside which like we are going to configure the report. So like if we need to generate the HTML report, so we should use the keyword called as an HTML followed by colon, and we need to provide the path. So like where we need to store this report. So now let's say like already we had a keyword called as an pretty. So as it is of an array, so we can store a multiple values. So now let me add a configuration to generate the HTML report. So I'm just going to use the keyword called as an HTML followed by colon, and where we are going to store the report in the sense, so generally the report should be stored inside the target folder. If you observe below the source folder, so we are having the target folder. So what is the need of the target folder? So this target folder will like capture the run history or whatever the properties which have been used for the execution. So it will capture all the catch file related to the previous run. So now in a real time, so we should always clear this target file, because the target will contain the temp data, and if the execution is like a bit slow in your machine, you need to clear the temp data. So how we are going to clear the temp data in the sense, like uh, at the right side we are having the maven option. If you expand, we click on this maven option, like we are having this life cycle. If I expand this life cycle, so we are having the multiple options like clean, validate, compile, test, etc. So today let us discuss the first option. So what is the need of maven clean? So whenever I run this maven clean, so what it used to do, it will clear the temp files which is available in my project. Okay, so generally the temp data are stored in the target folder. So post executing this maven clean, so what happened, it will remove the temp files from the target folder. So you could see like it is executing, and post that it is showing the information called as an deleting the target folder. Okay, so which means the build is success. So now if you see, like the target folder is not present, but whenever we execute this script, so automatically the temp files will be generated and all the temp data will be captured in the target folder. So like whenever we keep on executing for the 50 or 100 times, all the run history or the temp data will be available in the target file. So if you face any slowness in your machine, so always just do the maven clean and then try executing. So we can store the report in the temp data. So what is the folder name of the temp data? We call it as a target. So I'm going to store in the target file. Inside the target file, I'm going to create a folder called as an test output. Okay, and inside which I am going to generate the report. So I need to give the name for the report. I can say report dot, as it is of an HTML, I am adding the extension called as an dot HTML. So like we have added the piece of line to generate the HTML report. In similar way, like if you need another report like JSON or XML report, so we should use the keyword called as an JSON, followed by we should provide the path where we need to like generate the report. So let's say I'm providing the same path, and the extension should be like kind of an dot JSON. And finally, like we are going to create a XML report. So the XML we call it as an JUnit report. So we should provide the keyword called as an JUnit, and then like we need to provide the path, and the extension of the JUnit report is called as an XML. I can say dot XML. Okay. So now like whenever we execute the script, so the pretty keyword will give the detailed information on the console, and apart from that we will getting three types of report: HTML, JSON and XML. So from the report we will get to know the detailed information about the particular scenario. So now let me just run this same scenario once again, and let us check how the report is generating, how the report structure is like.
Arvind, this folder name, test output and report, these files name have to be like this
Will
only,
be
or
you
any name?
you can provide your own name.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So just I'm creating my own folder called as a test output. You can specify this is not a generic name.
Yeah.
So now it is executing. So whenever the execution happen, the temp files, temp data will be generated, and automatically the target folder will be created. Okay. So now it is providing the execution. Okay, we are getting the exception. What is the exception is throwing? No such element exception. So let me just rerun the script, or else like the script is failure, right? So now let's see how the report is generated. If we expand the target folder, so this is the folder which we have created right now, so called as a test output. So it will create three types of report. Now let me just open this HTML report. How we can open this HTML report? In the sense, you can right click on it, and there is an option called as an open in. So click on open in and select the explorer. So once you click on this explorer, so automatically it will navigate to the path where the report is stored. So this is the report.html. If I just open this report.html, so then we can able to see the report over here. So like it has executed one test case. So how many seconds it has been executed, which Cucumber version it has used, which Java version it has used, what is their OS, and this is the like a path of the feature file. If we expand here, like we could able to see, so this is the feature we have executed, and this is the scenario we have executed, and this is the given statement, but there is a failure, and the exception will be captured over here. So here it says no such element exception. So no such element exception in the sense the particular attribute is not available in the DOM structure, but we are sure like the attribute is available. So now let me just rerun the script. So maybe like some compilation issue may happen. So let us try to rerun it. Okay, so now the execution is pass. So like we could able to see the detailed information in the console, as well as like it should generate the report. So like the reports will be stored here. Let me just open this up, open in the Explorer, and this is the report which is generator. If I just open this report, so now I could see the execution is passed, and it will capture all the relevant information. If I expand it, like this is the scenario, like this is the statement which we have executed. So this is kind of an basic report. But what are the modification we are going to do in the report in the sense? So generally, after executing each and every steps, we need to capture the screenshot, because like in a real time, so we should always publish the test evidence. So test evidence is nothing but we call it as a screenshot. So like we should attach the screenshot under each and like every statement. So as of now, in this particular scenario, like we are having only one line, because like we are not doing the complete automation. Like as of now, like we are just automating the pre-request, and we are yet to automate the validation. But if you see, like we may have the multiple step called as a given, when, and then. So after executing each and every test step, we need to capture the screenshot, and we should amend the screenshot in the report. Okay, so that like, so we will be having the crystal clear information on the report.